Welcome, everyone. My name is Nanya Burki, Head of Development and Partnerships, working for Nuffic Southeast Asia, and I am your moderator for this session. I'm very happy to have you here. What are we going to do in this session? We would like to show what happens in Southeast Asia if you spot opportunities, identify shared goals, connect expertise, resources, so the right people, the right funding. Can we then unlock new ways of collaboration together, working together, create meaningful partnerships to drive innovation, economic growth, and also societal growth and impact? If you are getting curious, then you are now in the right session. The speakers of this session are the people we work with. They represent different sectors and perspectives. And they will also shed a light on different kind of partnerships by sharing their experiences. It would be a missed opportunity if we wouldn't connect with you also as an audience, because the foundation of collaboration is to connect. So please make use of the chat function to share your thoughts and ideas. And I will also tell you now already that we will come up with a unique offer and a challenge for you, but not before we introduce you to our speakers. So stay tuned. For now, we move on to our speakers who will introduce themselves and they share their experiences of working with us in a very short pitch of maximum 5 minutes. Our first speaker is from an engineering company with Witteveen en Bos. His name is Joost Noordermeer, Team Lead Climate Resilience. Please, Joost, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you, Nanya, for giving me this opportunity to be part of your launching event. Like Nanya said, I'm Joost Noordermeer, Team Lead Climate Resilience at Witteveen en Bos. We work in the water sector, and our team focuses a lot on integrated developments. We have engaged with Nuffic in the past for various competitions and things like that, but this time around for a project in Eastern Java, we have a strong collaboration where we work together with Nuffic, Southeast Asia, to develop a series of pilots through co-creation for improving the flood resilience of a river catchment, the Welang River catchment. Nuffic has been instrumental in our project, I would say, in finding the right partnerships within the various universities and at the various levels of government, and supplying us with, from their very extensive database of previous scholars and students that they've engaged with in the past, a series of trusted advisors that we can use to help us guide this process through the institutional context, but also the technical context. And something that was very nice during this process, which we have recently completed, is that we engaged through Nuffic with a series of students at 3 universities in the East Java province, where we engaged the students and their supervisors to identify the problem in the river catchments and potential solutions that they foresee in these catchments. And we used them in the form of an assignment where they engaged with us and got support from us also to help them in their target at becoming better water managers. But we worked together with them in the river catchment itself, and were able to get so much more information through the use of the student engagement that it was very valuable, I think, for the direction that the project is going towards. So we've been very successful, I think, working together with Nuffic in this project, and I hope to do it many times in the future. Now with Nuffic Southeast Asia, it has helped us reach out to these universities, but also to form new partnerships with the different people. So thank you again, Nuffic, and very nice to be part of this panel.
Thank you for this explanation, Joost. We were also honored because for us this type of collaboration was new, connecting your technical expertise also with the local knowledge from East Java and the expertise from the Netherlands, we really believe and we can see that it contributes to the sustainability of the project and also local ownership. Our next speaker is also from the private sector. Her name is Ibu Yani. She is Deputy Director of Van Oord Indonesia. And Yani will tell us more about the Dutch Training and Exposure Program, which we call DUTEP. It's a capacity building program for young government officials from Jakarta capital city government and also the Indonesian Ministry for Public Works and Housing. Yani, we would like to hear more about your experience with the DUTEP program.
Well, thank you, Nanya. But before I deep dive into my experience together with Nuffic, I would like to say to you that your explanation about the experience is really inspiring us, and I hope this can be continued. Okay, well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me in the event of launching of Nuffic Southeast Asia. I am excited to be one of the panelists in the session of Building Bridges Cross-Sector Partnership in Southeast Asia. Well, to be honest, just by hearing the theme of our discussion, Nanya, it's already make me excited and energized because through our experience previously, I believe that we need to build many bridges to share knowledge, enhance the capacity building, and also the most important thing is strengthening the relationship between Jakarta government and Rotterdam government, or maybe we bring it even broader to between Netherlands government and Indonesia government. And Nuffic Southeast Asia is the one who proudly have started this program. So for the next 4 minutes, I would like to share our experience from Van Oord Indonesia on working together with Nuffic in the program which we call DUTEP for short, the Dutch Training and Exposure Program. So again, my name is Sri Mulyani Ciptaningsih. I'm the Deputy Director of Van Oord Indonesia. And we are as a nature-based marine contractor. So now let's deep dive into the experience. The Dutch Training and Exposure Program, we call it DUTEP, is an example of a public-private partnership for knowledge exchange and capacity building, which is organized by Nuffic. This program is actually designed to foster innovative insight into urban water management between Rotterdam and Indonesia. Hopefully it can be broader in the future. And we started this program, Van Oord and DUTEP with the consortium in 2014. So it's quite almost 10 years. And we are very happy that more than 74 participants has been trained. Once this program was stopped due to the COVID-19, and fortunately last year in 2023, we succeeded continuing the program by sending 10 selected participants from DKI to study in Rotterdam. And 4 from these 10 participants, which is Miss Chitra, Hannah, Dimas, and Uti, have spent 10 weeks at Van Oord office in Rotterdam. They learned a lot about coastal protection, integrated blue, gray, green infrastructure, flood mitigation, and river restoration, and also climate adaptation in delta and water bodies, in which all this subject is really needed by Indonesia government to solve and to develop in the future. So I can say DUTEP itself has been successfully contribute to finding innovative and sustainable solutions for issues in the water, delta, and maritime technology sector. Well, actually, I can share that it is not only Van Oord inside the TUTEP. TUTEP is supported by a lot of partners. It's a consortium from education, business, and government. This TUTEP is implemented by a consortium consisting of the municipality of Rotterdam, the municipality of Jakarta, Port of Rotterdam, Van Oord, Delta Res, Waterboard Devland. We also invite Rotterdam University of Applied Sciences, and we all together funding this program. And this program is successfully because Nuffic NESO is organized the program. So in short, we hope that this program can be implemented again in 2024. I hope, Nanya, we can do this again and be sustainable in the future, because we believe that through this program, we build strong partnership between education, business, and also government. And in our experience, the most important thing about this program is we can always exchange the current word big problem, which is maybe every year can be different, and try to find the possibility way to solve for the better future development. So I guess that will be all my sharing. Thank you for listening to Van Oord's collaboration experience with Nuffic. I hope this is not more than 5 minutes, Nanya. I hope for now I will return the floor to the moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Boyani. Perfect time management as well. And I hope it became clear for everyone that, DUTEP as a concept has potential, because it can easily be replicated to other countries, but also different sectors. So this one is an urban water management. But also, if you look at agriculture, for example, you can apply it to other topics and other countries in Southeast Asia. We can help you with that. Indeed, this year we celebrate the 10 years of DUTEP, and we are planning to do that in September during the Week of Indonesia Netherlands Education and Research. We call it WINNER, and that will take place in the Netherlands. And I think it's also worth to emphasize that when we started DUTEP, the financing model looked different than it looks nowadays. So we have transformed it together as a consortium from heavily depending on the development aid to more funding from also the Indonesian government. So in fact, 40% of the DUTEP budget comes from Indonesia. So this is a real example of a successful public-private partnership. And I would once again thank all the consortium members, the City of Rotterdam, Van Oord, the Water Board Delfland, Port of Rotterdam, Delta Res as a new consortium partner, and also the Rotterdam University of Applied Science for doing this together. And if you are now listening and you live in the Philippines or Vietnam or another Southeast Asia country, and you also have a sister city agreement between the Netherlands and your country, then I think this model could work also for you. And please contact us if you would like to make it work. We move on to the next speaker, and also a different sector and a different perspective. Her name is Ingrid Korving. She is the agricultural counselor for Vietnam, working at the Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands in Hanoi. And together we work on the Empower Youth for Food campaign, which is a campaign to encourage youth in Southeast Asia to become more involved in shaping sustainable food systems. And recently, a specific Vietnam chapter of the campaign has been launched during the economic mission to Vietnam. Ingrid, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Nanya. And of course, congratulations with the launching of the Nuffic Southeast Asia, and looking forward for working together with you. Like Nanya said, my name is Ingrid Korving. I'm the agricultural counselor here in Vietnam. I'm based in Hanoi, but also have a team in Ho Chi Minh. I'm one of the 40 agricultural counselors around the world. We are experts in agriculture and placed by the Ministry of Agriculture, Nature and Food Quality in the Netherlands. Yes, recently we just launched the campaign Youth for Food in Vietnam, the chapter Youth for Food, because it was a regional program that was launched. It was launched together with two ministers, the Minister of Agriculture from the Netherlands and the Minister of Rural Development in Vietnam on the 19th of March. And we were very proud that both ministers launched this campaign. The reason why we want to emphasize youth in agriculture is that unfortunately, not only in Vietnam, but all around the world, agriculture is seen as not a very sexy job opportunity. And we think, and I even think as well, that we can change that perspective to change the view on agriculture. And agriculture in a broad sense, not only working in the field, but also logistic, marketing, retail. It's all part of our food systems. In Vietnam, agriculture is seen as maybe an outdated sector. But together with the private sector, Vietnamese and the Netherlands private sector active in Vietnam, we try to change that outlook on agriculture. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do that by creating learning sessions, by sharing success stories of young entrepreneurs in agriculture, of students in agriculture, by starting up challenges in agriculture. In Vietnam, Dutch companies will open their doors and share their business models, share new technologies. Also, we ask Dutch and Vietnamese companies to give colleges will speak at universities, at TVET. So we try to engage more and more with youth. And that will be the coming 2 years. We will try to engage, try to work together with the Dutch and Vietnamese companies, because there's a win-win situation in this. The private sector is looking desperately to good, motivated, inspiring young people within the agricultural sector. And that can be in, like I told you, in many ways: marketing, logistics, ICT. It's all part of the agricultural sector. The campaign was just launched just a month ago. However, we got a lot of feedback already from other Dutch companies and Vietnamese companies who want to join our campaign in Vietnam. And if you are somehow in Vietnam and watch this session, please be free to contact us and to contact Nuffic to work together in changing the outlook of agriculture in the mind of youth, young entrepreneurs and students. Thank you so much, and looking forward to your feedback. Thank you, Nanja.
Thank you, Ingrid. Yeah, so I could not more agree by the call for action from Ingrid. Please contact us if you're interested, and you can become a partner of the campaign if you in some way have something to add to the whole value chain to create sustainable food systems. So we are looking for knowledge institutions, both from the Netherlands, from Vietnam. We are looking for those young entrepreneurs or inspiring people to reach out to students, young professionals. We are looking for you as a private company to open your doors for company visits, to set up challenges, give guest lectures. Everything is possible. So please reach out to us. I put the link in the chat to our website of the Empower Youth for Food campaign. Then we move on to our last speaker. His name is Rizal Sebastian. Rizal is a professor at the The Hague University of Applied Sciences, and he's also a senior advisor to RVO, which is the Netherlands Enterprise Agency. I also have to say that Rizal is a member of the NL Knowledge House, consisting of, at the moment, 16 active members. And Rizal will emphasize our collaboration in setting up living labs. Please, Rizal, the floor is
Yes.
yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Nanya. It's really nice to meet you all. As Nanya said, my name is Rizal Sebastian. I am a Dutch national, but I came from Indonesia. I was born in Jakarta and I studied architecture at ITB in Bandung. After graduating, I received scholarship from Nuffic that led me to my further study in the Netherlands. And yeah, here I am. I'm still in the Netherlands and serving both as academia as well as senior advisor to the government executive agency. Currently, I'm the chair professor for smart and sustainable cities and digitalization in the built environment at the Hague University of Applied Sciences. And I'm really happy to build this bridge in terms of knowledge exchange, knowledge synergy between the Netherlands and Indonesia. Let me give an example. I've been involved in the Winner Conference for a couple of years, uh, but last year it was really special because last year the Winner Conference was organized in combination with the Indonesian Dutch Summit on Energy and Climate Transition, which was a part of the government to government collaboration, and RVO, the government executive agency under the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Climate, organized this event. So it gave us a unique opportunity to combine knowledge, business, and government to government partnership. And Nanya and I took this opportunity last year in October. We announced the initiative from NL Knowledge House on the living labs for inclusive, smart, and just energy and climate transitions in Indonesia. Since this session is about public-private partnership, I think Living Lab is an excellent example of how we can do this in a practical way. By default, a living lab is a public-private partnership, since a living lab should involve government, should involve the citizen, but also companies and knowledge institutions. That's what we call the collaboration of quadruple helix. And for us, our living labs are meant to drive and encourage the sustainable transitions through collaboration between Indonesia and the Netherlands. After launching the Living Labs during the joint conference last year, I got the honor to be part of the jury member together with other experts from the government institution, knowledge institution, as well as businesses. And I can share with you that it was a nice experience. It's really encouraging to see a lot of proposals were submitted. So a lot of ideas, especially from Indonesian partners, were submitted to set up a living lab where we can continue the collaboration between public and private parties in different sectors. Some of the proposals was about in agricultural sector. So Ingrid, it would speak to you especially, but others also in tourism sector, in education sector, and commercial district development, and so on. I think the result will be announced at another event. But what I can say is we need to put more effort to strengthen the public-private partnership. I think most of the initiatives were submitted either by educational institution or commercial organizations. So within this, the execution of the living labs, I hope we can also involve actively local governments, regional governments, and the exchange between Indonesian and Dutch partners. And last but not least, the cross learning between Indonesia and the Netherlands is really crucial, not only for knowledge, but also to strengthen business to business and government to government synergies so that we can really create bigger and real impacts in a sustainable transition across our two countries. Thank you, Nanya.
Thank you, Rizal, for elaborating on the living labs in specific. Yeah, this is also one of the examples of how we can help you to set up public-private partnerships with students working on real-life business cases. So are you a company interested and do you have an interested case available for students? Then we can help you to do the matchmaking and to guide you with the process. Well, I hope it was inspiring to listen to the 4 speakers. And as I said in my introduction, we also have a unique offer to you and a challenge we would like to solve together, which is the following. We would like to challenge you as an audience, but also the panel members, to think about this. So Nuffic Southeast Asia, we have 10,000 euros to invest from our transformation fund. And we would like to invest it in a new public-private partnership. How could this look like? Do you have any ideas? What would you like to achieve? What opportunities do you see? With what kind of partners should we work with? How can we make also the ideas coming from you as panelists, but also from the audience more specific? And how can we then follow it up also after this session? Because that's our work. And I see that also there are some people introducing themselves in the chat, and I'm very happy to see some familiar faces. So there's also Jan Stevering from Green Pact. We work a lot with other organizations, such as Green Pact as a network organization in agriculture. Very happy, Jan, to see you here. And also I see some more partners we work with. Angeli Bene from Hollandor. We work together for a long time to bring vocational education to a higher level. And this is a common challenge in Southeast Asia. So this could be a topic, right? To create a public-private partnership around that topic, but I can imagine we have bright minds on board here. I would like to collect your input for this. Who would like to start from the panel? I think Rizal, can I start with you? Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, we have many ideas. Just want to check with you if some of those ideas are really feasible and really fitting to the intention for this nice challenge. Nanya, I'm quite surprised, happily surprised with this challenge. Well, probably starting with an example. We are trying to get going with this Living Lab collaboration where we involve universities, but also companies and hopefully also local authorities. I think we have got a nice start with sharing the vision and the interest. But now the next challenge is to really develop innovative and sustainable solutions to solve the problems, right? In my field on sustainable urban transformations, one of the challenges is energy transition, and another challenge is about circular economy in urban areas. So probably this a small amount of budget can be used to develop prototypes of mock-ups of new solutions, practical solutions that can be implemented first, tested first in the Living Lab, and if successful, it can be scaled up in the broader context and also involving more public and private partners. So kind of at the first a small amount investment of developing real solutions, tangible solutions, through the collaboration between students, companies, and local authorities, implementing the solutions. And then I think we have to have a multiplier effect. So probably we can invite other companies to get involved. And if they are interested, they need to invest their time and effort and probably facilities and also money in that way that they can have the opportunity to manufacture the solutions and bring the solutions into the market for a broader applications. It happens that my university has similar experience in different countries. For example, in Ghana, for sustainable waste management in cities, changing waste to create biogas, involving the local communities. Well, probably a similar approach can also be applied in Indonesia or other countries in Southeast Asia. That's in short from myself. Thank you.
Thank you, Rizal, for your inputs. I think if we take that as a starting point, and we can also go to other ideas, but I can make a connection with someone who put this input in the chat, and his name is Edwin Lubis. He is a Dutch alumni, a student at Awardia from batch 2015. And he said, I currently work towards waste management projects in Bali and promoting insect farming. And also tourism, and it's related to circular economy. You can also find his website in the chat. And he is looking for collaboration opportunities. So perhaps if I hear you saying converting waste into biogas, it would be worth to reach out to Edwin Lubis and see how we can make use of this investment as seed money to develop prototypes. I also hope that we can connect with the private sector. And Joost, I know that Witteveen and Bos is also working on solutions for circular economy related to the energy transition Lisa was talking about. Do you see any opportunities to collaborate?
Yeah, I think there's many opportunities to collaborate, and I was thinking in parallel to what Rizal was saying, that it would also be very nice if somehow this money can be used not only to prototype but also to bring together, I think, teams of students, and I think more is better in that case, from different disciplines that can help work on integrating some sustainability principle into ongoing development. So, for example, I think there's many projects that are ongoing in the private sector that are being worked on together also with the public sector in the urban environment. However, they tend always to have a very technical signature. The solutions always seem to be extremely technical, but I think a side project like this with an amount of funding could provide the opportunity maybe for students to work together in like student teams within Indonesia or cross-sectorally between different countries, maybe even with involvement from the Netherlands, and try to see what happens if you set another theme as the core tenet of a design challenge. For example, where in my case I often have to deal with urban flood resilience. But what happens if you make the social integration of the urban resilience the principal component of your design solution, where the urban flood resilience actually becomes something that needs to happen, but not the central focus of your design. And that can give the students a lot of freedom. And I think with 10,000 euros, you can get a lot of time for student involvement. And it can give a completely different perspective on the urban integration of certain sustainability principles within a project that otherwise I think private parties wouldn't have the time or the budget for. Well, that's
Yeah.
along the lines that I was thinking. Would be very nice to do something like that.
If I may shortly reply to that, Nanya, thanks, Joost. I love the idea. I think indeed, if we can create prototypes or mock-ups to make simulations, right? So first, do the testing, taking the risk to introduce new innovation. But of course, you're absolutely right. involving the local community, so the social aspect of this innovation. And if we can do that in a kind of a setting as a living lab, that would be perfect, because the living lab is a real location with a real challenge, and people can see tangible results. But most importantly, people can get involved and have a voice in steering the innovative ideas. Love the ideas. I count me in if you want to continue. Thank
Yeah,
you.
will do, Pa.
Great. And it also makes me think of one of the results from the DUTEP program, where young government officials came up with the idea to indeed take a look at not only the technical solution for urban water management, but also at the social component and also the cultural and religious components. So they developed an eco mosque. So what to do with all the amounts of ablution water being used here every day in Indonesia. You can water the plants, flush the toilet, wash your car, and they also developed a business model for it. And I think this is one of the innovative solutions that are really tailor-made to the local context. And it's not something where people from the Netherlands, they don't come with with solutions like that, and I think we can also learn in that sense from each other. I also see people joining, for example, the Netherlands Food Partnership, which is great. And I see also people responding in the chat. So please connect with each other there also. Ingrid, do you see any opportunities from a government perspective?
I see a lot of opportunities. That is most of the time. That's one of my problems, that I see too many. But I'm just replying on circular, actually, and the insects. To be honest, in my previous job, I was an agricultural counselor for Kenya and Tanzania, and we worked quite for a long time already with the black soldier fly. And this is something also that I would like to really would like to introduce in Vietnam, in regard to our combi track on aquaculture, the transition of aquaculture, and specifically also related to, I think, the Youth for Food campaign. How can insects, together with the two biggest animal feed Dutch companies in Vietnam, how can we start working on the transition of alternative proteins? So I see a lot of, even in the chat, I see people linking already in Africa for a female. There was a big company, there was a company, a startup from a young female entrepreneur, InsectiPro, that we helped from the government side. So I see a lot of linkages that we could even could start. But I would like to really, what I like is the synergy between different projects and also different different ideas to see how we can work together. Thank you.
Great. Yes, I think we are getting there, because converting organic waste into, you said, alternative proteins, but I think it could also be a solution for renewable energy, converting organic waste with the use of black soldier flies into renewable energy. So we can serve different sectors. Making use of, for example, the Empower Youth for Food campaign is one of the channels also to engage youth and to inspire them and to tap into their possibilities and helping them navigate their career paths. Okay, I think there are a lot of comments in the chat. Thank you for participating. And also indeed how to bring it back to education. I don't have time to read all of the inputs in the chat, but I'm very happy with this because here you see the power of connection. And
If I may, Nanya, just to
yes,
respond on the comment about the connection to education, I think Joost already mentioned, right? There are opportunities for students to really get involved. And of course, the students will be supervised both from the company as well as from the universities where they are coming. So there's already a connection in itself. It will be nice if we can invite both Indonesian and Dutch students so they can have interaction between them. And of course, the two universities involved and probably more can build a relationship, and not only in exchange of knowledge, but probably setting up a new training modules together where a company can also be involved. So the knowledge, the new knowledge that is generated through the development of these prototypes and testing, validation can also then be kept, assured, and disseminated in the coming years. So yes, I think that's something to pursue. Thank you.
great. Yeah. And also, Ingrid, as you know, there at the moment there is a consortium in Vietnam, a small consortium of Dutch knowledge institutions, thanks to a voucher of Green Pact. So there we also know to find each other and to strengthen each other's initiatives. And Angeli Bene just informed us via the chat that her colleague who is there has experience in aqua capacity building program, but also knows about the insect farming and black soldier flies in fish meal. So it's, I think, good to connect there as well. Jani, I would like to ask you also, because I know that Van Oort also on different topics is active, for example, when it comes to mangrove development, but also coral restoration. Do you already work with knowledge institutions?
Well, Nanya, that is a really good topic to bring up in this discussion. Yes, we are now called that program is a nature-based ocean health program. So we are trying to make the ocean become healthier. We do a coral relocation, breeding, and bring back in the location. We do also water purification through mangrove plantation like that. So our concern is to bring ocean will be more healthier and also to improve the ecosystem. So if you ask me about that, we actually have some requests from the government ministry in Indonesia to share our knowledge and experience because Van Oort has a laboratory to breed the coral and have been successfully doing this in Maldives. However, they still don't know how to organize this. So I think it would be better if Nuffic Southeast Asia can bring this to the government, like DPR, environmental, and Ministry of Fishery together with Van Oort. We have announced this actually in February that we are willing to exchange our knowledge, technology, and experience related with nature-based solution in any sector. Uh, but of course, we need Nuffic, Southeast Asia to be able to organize this because it's impossible to do it ourselves. So hopefully you can think about this subject as one of your program in the future, maybe 2024 probably for next to that program. And also I like the idea of energy transition because maybe youth also well informed that Indonesia now is focus on the energy transition, nature-based solution for coastal protection, and climate defense. So I guess this topic is really good.
Thank you, Yanni. Any one from the panel who could also connect with Yanni's suggestions? Building with nature, I heard.
I can
Yeah.
certainly relate to it, and I'm also familiar with Van Oort, so I'm happy to see that Van Oort is active in Indonesia.
Thank you.
Yes, I think in terms of climate resilience, which also connects to the topic that Joost introduced, uh, on different levels, right? So not only on infrastructure levels, but also at building level. And I like uh, uh, to hear that you mentioned the possible knowledge exchange, because I happen to be educated as architect in Indonesia in tropical climate, and now in the Netherlands. During the last year, it was the hottest year ever measured, right? So Europe is experiencing more and more and
Yes.
more frequently, more intensively, such temperatures like in tropical countries. And some of the nature-based, or what we call probably traditional, which can still be relevant, nature-inspired, nature-based, bio-based solutions should and can be applied more widely in the Netherlands. So research in this area, because I think an adaptation is still needed before some solutions can be adopted and scaled up. It's a challenge which can be taken up by students and universities, of course, researchers, involving companies and governments altogether. Thank
Yes,
you.
correct.
Maybe if I may add a little bit also, because I work together with Van Oort frequently, also in the realm of nature-based solutions, or building with nature, as we like to call it, within the EcoShape consortium, which is a
Yes.
consortium of Dutch knowledge contractors and consultancy companies, that try to facilitate the implementation of nature-based solutions as much as possible. What we do in these projects from EcoShape as a central component is also a research aspect to it. So all these projects are ultimately pre-competitive, and the goal there is to learn as much as possible about the implementation of nature-based solutions within within the realm that we're trying to apply them. But why I mentioned that is because in this we always seek partnerships with the local universities and local students for survey work, for research components that they can latch onto. For example, in the city of Samarang, when we executed our Building with Nature, the MAC project there, we worked together with the University of Diponegoro, and we had many students there conducting monitoring exercises and research papers being written by several departments of the university that latched onto our project. And even now, there's still an ongoing knowledge development project there, run by the Dutch NWO, for further methods of financing and ultimately making these solutions more sustainable. So I think the link with Nuffic is easily made there, where we can try also to find through Nuffic at each of these locations where we implement them, and whether that's Indonesia, which is my market, but it can also be Vietnam or any of the other countries that are present in this opening. We can use I think your database and your vast network to help find the right universities and the right people that can support us also in the implementation and the further development of these sustainable solutions within the Southeast Asian region.
I would be happy to team up with all of you. And unfortunately, we came to the end of this session already.
Oh,
So for me, it's time to thank our speakers for your contributions. It was a pleasure to be your moderator. And also thank you to the audience for your active involvement and the inputs. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to connect if you wish to collaborate. And for now, I wish all of you a great day. Bye.
Thank you.
thank you.
Wonderful for having us. Bye bye.